think we'll get
know.
this meeting called to order here. I'd like to call the meeting to order for Monday, August 17, 2026 at 6:03 PM. If everyone could please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, they moved it.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Susan, could you
Sure.
please do roll call?
Sure. Andres,
Present.
LaRose, present. Layden,
Here.
Reardon.
Here.
Walsh.
Here.
Stasinski.
Here.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
did I say you?
No.
No. Hepmer. There you
Here.
go. I apologize.
thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on to the agenda. If everyone could please take a look at it, review if there's any conflict of interest, and move to approve the agenda.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda as it has been presented to us tonight.
I'll second that.
All right, motion made by LaRose, supported by Walsh, to approve the agenda as presented for Monday, August 17th. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. All right, moving on to public comment. I do not see any public present at this time. Moving on to correspondences. Not aware of any emails since last meeting. Well, is anyone else aware of anything? All right, so moving on to reports. Garrison, treasurer's report, please.
Yeah, it looks like we did do some amendments, so we got that Grace McDonald line bumped up to cover that project coming up. And that contracted services also got bumped up because it was over budget, so no issues on my end.
Perfect, thank you. There's no questions on the treasurer's report. We can move on to report 7B, the staff report. Nathan?
The project at Pine Grove Park should be starting soon, the new sports court. As we'll discuss tonight, I met with a handful of playground consultants who delivered some proposals for us to look at tonight. These are really just kind of preliminary, which will help us in our budgeting for next year. As you know, we had a great turnout at the game night. It was a lot of fun.
Hopefully movie night next year.
Yep, that is a good idea. Yep, maybe we can look at starting a movie
We'll have to get
night.
special permits.
Yep, we'll have to look into permitting and equipment. Yeah, and I think we'll dig into everything else for our agenda items tonight, really just looking at budgeting for capital items for next year. Did you guys have any specific questions about any of the happenings or ongoings in the parks?
I was
Yeah,
just
go
going to
ahead.
ask about the wasp. Is wasp and bees still an issue in the Grace McDonald Park? No,
I know we treated a couple. Ness, you want to jog my memory where that was at Grace?
it just was in conversation with my neighbor and my wife were there one day and talking about it, but I wasn't sure if it was something that was addressed or
Was it near?
communicated.
Can I say where though?
Usually in those bongo drums. It's usually
Not the bongo.
That's where they were last time.
On the playground?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew about that.
It hasn't been a problem, it seems like, for the last couple of years.
If that was good enough use, they wouldn't miss that.
Yeah, right?
We did look for one. I'm not sure who reported it at Arbutus in the Stones. We tried to find it. We did see like a wild bee kind of in the sand, but we tried to replicate the circumstances where the residents said they saw them splashing water on the stones, and we couldn't get them to come out. we think they were just kind of collecting maybe nutrients in the sand at that area.
I have never seen bees in the rocks.
Yeah, it's right at the end of the rock wall. We went out, I think like that day, me and Terry, and we did see a funny looking hornet, but we didn't see any sign of a nest.
There's the underground ones that we addressed last year,
Hmm,
where the runoff is.
okay.
And I look in that spot, and then I'm frequently going up and down that space. I've never seen any bees.
Yeah, if you
See a
guys
snake.
ever see any out there, feel free to send me a text on my work cell.
How are the geese on the shoreline this year?
I think it's been pretty good. Have you guys noticed?
I haven't seen any
Seen,
droppings. Well, I do, but
Not a lot.
nothing unmanageable.
Right,
There's like 6 of them, not 2 weekends ago,
okay.
one early Saturday morning over on the one side by the new playground, proposed playground, play area.
Mhm. We do treat that every 2 weeks. They put a spray on there that deters the geese.
They were
I
like
think-
right on shore, they weren't in the grass or nothing.
Yeah, keeps them from wanting to eat the grass.
It was early morning though, we went fishing.
They'll be there while people are swimming. Over
We
in
should-
that swampy area.
We should note the parking at Jen's Park. We have been getting a lot of feedback from the public. So we've kind of stepped up our communication to both of the hotels in that area. We're going to get a nice sign made for the park that lets people know that it's for park users only. And if you're not a park visitor, your vehicle is subject to towing. We will list our preferred tow vendor on there and their phone number because that is required. And then we will also make little flyers that we could put on vehicles just to, step up our enforcement.
Thank you. Yeah, a moment of gratitude to Nathan who took my call on the weekend. Originally I couldn't find any information on game night, and I was trying to get that word out, and then sure enough, the next day our social media person had it posted and ready to go, so thank you for that. And then he also listened to the event about the parking at Jen's, so I go down there all the time, and especially if Blush has live music, it's a full lot and no one on the beach. I actually talked to some of the locals that were there that were pretty frustrated about it, and they came to the trustees meeting to kind of voice their concerns. So yeah, I think the sign is a great step in the right direction. In addition to that sign, I wouldn't hate maybe a sign educating about, so all the hotels have private keep-off signage, and realistically, technically the beach district is all public to the high water mark. And I wouldn't mind some educational signing almost to let locals know you actually can walk the water line. 'Cause I feel like a lot of people will say I gotta stay on my little sliver right here. And I feel like you should be able to walk as far as you want. And I also know that Tamarack Lodge currently has, at the end of 4 Mile, they do wooden posts with rope fencing, and they actually have a fence into the water. So you can't even get around it without getting into the water, which I feel like is definitely not cool. So yeah, big props to Nathan. He's been listening to a lot of my texts and voice as I try to advocate for locals.
Well, it's nice to have the feedback too, because I'm not always monitoring social media, so sometimes if we put in a request, to communications, and we don't always know if it gets out or, we're always bombarding them with work, so sometimes things fall through the cracks, so my cell phone is a good way. I'm available all the time. You can call or text, so it's a good way to keep up on things.
I did let the concerned citizens know that you were working on it and didn't sign up because they felt that the trustees did not really listen to them. They were pretty frustrated with that whole experience, so it's well, I'm still working on it. I'm not gonna give up on it.
Well, the trustees are immediately going to think of us.
And I told them they could come to us, our meeting for public comment, but but the trustees do meet a week earlier than us, so if you want to go there. Kind of inform them there's a public comment that they can speak.
So is a sign being made or just the thought process?
I'm working with our sign vendor to customize a nice-looking towing sign, so it's kind of has a park look to it. And I'm thinking that we might want to make it seasonal. I didn't want to put up anything that was too aggressive because we might scare off people that want to use the park. So anyways, it'll have all the appropriate information on it. Do you guys want me to bring that to the next meeting? It's probably something that I would have made before the next meeting.
I don't think we need to see it.
Yeah, instead of just a generic like white sign with red lettering, this one kind of has like the green background with a little decorative swoosh at the top. And then in the center, there's the tow image. At the top, it will say parking for park users only. It'll say at the bottom, something to the effect of, non-park vehicles or non-park guest vehicles subject to towing, and then with the vendor's contact information.
Where's it going?
So in speaking with one of the other hotels, they shared some information that they use, so before putting them on there, we'll touch base with them. They said they're a very responsive tow company. And again, hopefully it doesn't come to towing anybody's vehicle. We really want to just kind of step up our signage and our communication with folks, hoping that will solve the issue.
Those signs usually stay at owner's expense too.
Where's it going?
Probably right on the entrance to the park, on probably one of those wooden fence posts.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I haven't.
And then
quite
are you
looked, but-
communicating, well,
With the hotels.
yeah, with the hotels, do they have in their literature, do not park? But you're
Yep.
saying it's the deck?
It's the
rooftop.
what?
Lush is the rooftop bar up there.
Oh.
And, I mean, there's always a ton of cars there, not many people on the beach, but the problem is it could be a stand-up paddleboard or a kayaker, or in theory, someone
Is
who
there
knows they
currently
can walk
signs
down the beach.
It's like
But it's been really bad when
parking
there's
for
lots of
park
people
users
up
or
there.
something like that?
John's Park Lot is basically full.
I don't believe so.
Basically, the
Might
Alexandria
be
Home has one
more of a
spot for
deterrent
rooms,
sign.
not really
Yeah.
spots for the
Yeah.
rooftop. You have to have a little window thing. in front
Is
that's
Blush
parked.
one of the adjacent hotels?
And the township
Yeah,
gave
right next to
them
it.
a
It's on
waiver
top of the
because
hotel.
they shouldn't
The
have been able to
Alexandria?
because they didn't have parking for it, but technically it's multimodal. You could ride your bike there or take the beta there, but in reality, people just park at the park, walk over and go down. So that was part of my event team to Nathan, was that we're kind of subsidizing the Whirlpool resorts as they
And
dominate that stretch of
actually,
beach.
would they be parking also in the evening later, right, in the park? To start?
In theory, yeah, that was one of the things we talked about unfortunately.
So when-
After dusk, then technically we have a right.
So close the gate after dusk.
But it is also like a sunset park, a lot of people.
It is beautiful, yeah.
And
Did we change our timelines on the parks? I know that Brown Bridge did. Did we keep it dawn to dusk? Nope. Well, it depends.
And speaking of Jones, Nathan also took my call. We used to have a dog bag thing down at the beach, and that got taken out when it got redone, but never reinstalled, which I found it the hard way when I did not have any bags in my
Ah,
beach chair and had to use. one of
That's
my
usually right on top of
little
the,
Toy bags to pick up after my dogs.
Oh.
But Nathan said he was working on getting one of those. But
Oh, yeah.
Terry got that put in a few days ago.
awesome.
Yeah, we didn't have dogs allowed on that park for the
Well, even when they
descendants of
weren't
the
allowed, it was
birds.
there, but now they're officially allowed, so we should definitely have them.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you. Guys, doing great.
He's got Terry to help. him.
Okay, we want some irrigation, Grace. We'll have to talk about that.
Winter's almost here.
and a lady used the number 5 Moby mat on her wheelchair to get down to the water.
Good.
So so thank you for putting it
Nice.
out there.
Yep. I know I'm pushing communications with the road commission to try to do the work along the road to mitigate the
Runoff.
runoff, because it's running right onto our beach. We had to move the Moby mat, actually, because it was starting to erode, so.
Oh, and another fun Jen's Park story. I was there one night and there was a foursome playing cribbage and had like our charcuterie board at one of the new tables. And I kind of started chatting about, well, I love your spread and your setup, this is great, and told them about the improvements. They were super thankful. And the guy looked really familiar to me. His name's Jim Jordan. He's like a really good Santa Claus in town. He was like the first Santa Claus I took my kid to at Silver Spruce. But anyways, he like knew Grace McDonald and like talked about like calling her and like getting a waiver to do like New Year's Eve events and things like that. And when I told him about our sledding party, he seemed interested, although I realized it's after Christmas.
After Christmas, yeah.
But
He can still do
he
that.
seemed interested in being involved in that, if that's something where you want to reach out to him.
That might be cool.
In any capacity, whether he's dressed up or not.
Christmas in July, movie night,
Yeah.
There you go.
with Santa.
He had his summer sleigh, he's got a beautiful old red Cutlass convertible.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's, I
Very
can
sweet
see it
people
now.
who were
Bunch of
very
presents.
appreciative of the upgrade, so it was just a really nice local interaction.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That is the staff update, unless you guys have any other questions or suggestions.
All right. Moving on to approval of the minutes from Monday, July 20th, 2026.
Move to approve the minutes for July 20th, 2026 as presented.
Second. All right. Motion by Reardon, supported by Walsh, to approve the minutes from Monday, July 20th, 2026. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed. All right, moving on to business before the Parks Commission, 9A, the Holiday Woodlands Trail layout. You can see here, there's a map of Holiday Woodlands and the proposed trails.
What's north on this, the top of the sheet?
Yeah, you can see the ski hill there at the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is our preliminary first draft of our trail layout. Our trail designer has been working out there all year, kind of working to get this laid out. He actually lives very nearby here, so he's already familiar with the property. Kind of working through some folks that were constantly pulling down his flags. I think sometimes people see flags up and they aren't sure, they don't know that they're part of trail construction, and they pull them down thinking they're doing a good thing because it's litter in the forest. But anyways, we have our trail route here. There's subject to be a few small tweaks here and there. We're still finalizing our parking area. We may be doing a little bit more work on the church parcel, also considering the connection to Mount Holiday. But this is a preliminary first draft that we would be looking for approval, and then obviously any changes that would happen to this would come before the Parks Commission.
Would the end of this cul-de-sac where it gets real close to this property line, is that, I know we talked about having accesses in Holiday Hills neighborhood, is that technically one of them?
I don't believe so. I'm not entirely sure on here where, so the accesses to the neighborhood, I don't think are going to be formal connections, so you'll never really see those on a map. I do believe that there are a couple areas in here where the neighborhood would have what we might call like a social trail, but it wouldn't be a formal section on the trail map.
So that spot and then another spot just a little bit to the east of there, I see there's some sort of easement, but those are pretty close to people's properties. Is there some sort of like geographic thing that's
Are you talking about the thing in the center there that's kind of boxed out?
yeah.
I believe that's the well house, if I'm recalling.
No, sorry, not that.
Oh.
This little bit here where it goes down, like that does get quite close to someone's backyard. And I-
There's it looks like there's a common area. buffer.
Right, I just can't, I don't know, it's hard for me to tell how big that is and if that's too close.
It's actually my cousin's backyard.
Is it close?
That's my cousin's backyard right there.
Is it is that too close to a property?
I think they walk back there via their backyard, but it's also a really steep hill off.
Oh,
This
okay.
doesn't really show the topac. It's really steep drop off from the back of these lots.
Okay. And then also, there are no mini loops. It's just all one loop. But if someone just wanted a shorter walk, I know people are going to do social trails, but I think it would be probably better to have formal ones, just because this property is known to have issues with like, you know, wild social trails.
Well, when, a long time ago, when I did that little subcommittee, I was the one that was attending it, and the idea was that that'd be a loop, and then that would be a loop. So there's like two loops, because the parking currently is in the center. And I can't remember if there's different variations of terrain, or, you know, that would make one easier than the other, but
It does look like there's kind of like power line or two-track right here off the end of that cul-de-sac where we are proposing a parking area, if we can get that. See what I'm saying? This like cul-de-sac loop you can see right here, which would be a cut across that you could do like top half or bottom half and still shoot right back to the parking lot without having to go all the way around.
Yeah, so we may already have some answers to the cut-throughs and mini loops. So I do know for sure that this trail here that we've laid out does not utilize any of the existing trails that were there, because those are majority like two tracks that are degrading. They're just not maintainable. So there are likely some areas on here where we may, in final versions of this trail layout, add cut-throughs. But I don't have any information on where those might be now. Does that make sense?
Because this was all a new design.
Yeah, so this is, yeah, so if you've been out there and hiked at Holiday Woodlands Natural Area, you essentially haven't hiked on any of this trail route. So all the trails that are out there right now are really just built on old logging roads that are causing erosion. And so some of those are going to be, you know, rehabbed. We're not going to want to be using them because it's not really an ideal setting for a, you know, a small footpath, essentially is what we're building. Yeah, so, and again, this is just kind of like a preliminary layout, so there will be changes, and there are a couple areas on here where it looks like it gets close to a boundary or goes over it, but our trail designers assured us it doesn't go over the boundary. It's just kind of how it looks on this map when we're adding the different layers.
Would he be, I would love to go on this hike. Would he be open to like a park commissioner hike?
It's, yeah.
Well, there's no
you're gonna
trail
be
there.
bushwhacking.
No trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
I will bushwhack.
Voluntary.
Yeah. I'm down. I would love to see it. And also get to know this guy, because he's been doing all this awesome work for us.
See it when it's done.
Yeah, I'd totally go, if he's open to it.
Yeah, is there a time maybe that you think would be a good time for us to set up a hike?
Now that you say that, I realize my life is very, very busy for the next
Well, you can go out there. I mean, so this is
I mean, I
flat.
could take this.
Yeah, and this is flagged, so if you go out there, just be
Oh,
cautious
okay.
because you will be in the wilderness. And areas may not be flagged. Folks, could, you know, are pulling down the flags and whatnot.
I do agree that, right where it pinches here by the parking lot, connect it so that there's a big loop on one side, a big loop on the other side, or the one big path.
And so, yeah, so essentially that is the idea here, is that folks will be able to do one or the other loops. So, yeah, all these small connections and crossovers really aren't on this main layout.
Are we formally pursuing parking here, or is that still?
We're still in the works of trying to finalize the location of the parking area. We really would like it to be in this center area where the trails cross, so that when folks do access the trail network, they can choose to do one side or the other, or the whole trail loop. It really just makes sense to have it in that
Because the current parking is
location.
right here, right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
I know what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, as far as some of the other scope items with this, you know, this is part of our DNR Trust Fund grant. We're just onboarding Wade Trim as our prime professional, who's going to help with some of these scope items. Some of them we'll be doing in-house. Wade Trim's pretty close to getting started on the property boundary survey and delineation. Once we complete all our project agreements, tasks for the trust fund grant, then we can start looking into trail construction. And then we still need to finalize location for the parking area, which would go out for bid.
What about the bike trails? Is that something different?
The Mud, Sweat, and Beers race.
Or bikes? Yeah, mountain bikes. Motorbikes. Electric bikes. Bikes, just plain old bikes.
You're saying you want separate trails for that, or I guess?
Well,
what's the
I don't
question?
know, I'm just questioning, was anything been said about bikes?
Yeah,
Trails?
yeah, and I'm pretty sure we were kind of not to build these for biking based on the community input. We didn't, so these trails are not built for bikes. Whether or not folks ride their bikes on them or not, obviously, we can't enforce everything, but these trails are laid out in a way that's going to be for walking.
Is there anything in the warrants right now for biking trails through there?
On this property? No. The Mud, Sweat, and Beers race does cross our property. It doesn't utilize the trails on this map, but no, we were kind of guided based on the community input that we weren't going to build biking trails because the trails are designed in two different ways, whether it's for walking or for biking. And there's a lot of considerations too about the surface of the trail and the erosion and the wear that the bikes make.
Do we know anything about this interesting lot right here? Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is. Maybe a part of the community, maybe they have like a natural area there.
Okay, looks good.
So it does look like there's a possible motion here to approve the preliminary Holiday Woodlands map for the trail.
I will move to approve the preliminary Holiday Woodlands Natural Area Trail layout.
Support. All right, motion by Reardon, supported by Andrus to move ahead and approve the preliminary Holiday Woodlands Natural Area Trail layout. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passed.
And I'll follow up with our trail designer as we look for future versions of this, which we'll bring to you about where the connections will go, as well as where we do get close to the property boundaries.
Thank you. Moving on to business before the Parks Commission, 9B, the 2027 capital playground projects.
As you see, we got a new budget line just for playgrounds, so I think that'll keep things.
I think that was on the old one, was it? I don't,
You guys
not
know.
sure. It might have. To the very, it was
You
at
got
the
a line
very
for playground
bottom.
equipment? Is that what you're
These
asking?
capital outlays look updated in general. My only question would be there's a duplicate of Jens. I think the Jens Park capital outlay is the old one, and now there's capital outlay, Pines Park, bathrooms, Jens Park.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's on our
I
current
think
one.
that's the next budget item, so I don't mean to hop around too much. I can talk about it.
Yeah, no, I see that, it's on this one too, Jen's capital outlay, Jen's Park.
Yeah, so this capital outlay stuff's dealing with next year, 2027, for capital playground projects to go to the board task for the money to do.
Yep.
these, so.
So we'll have a possible motion here to ask the board for funding, and I'll hand out some of our preliminary design concepts and quotes here in a second. But essentially, for this, we're going to be looking to the Board of Trustees for funding to redo the playground at Pine Grove Park. So that is possible removal of all of the play items, including the structure that we have there. One of the considerations for doing that is that really isn't a super inclusive structure. A lot of the play items just aren't accessible to a lot of kids. and we know that we need to remove the swings, the slide, and the spring toys because they're not compliant. And if we want to put swings back in the park, we have to include safety servicing, which really encompasses a large area. So that might lead us to consider removing that play structure and just starting fresh. So that's kind of an idea or a talking point for you guys to consider there. And then at Killingsworth Park, same thing. We know that the structures there are not compliant. So we're going to brainstorm replacing that. And I know we had talked about using just ground play items, which are pretty limited. I believe one of our other vendors who did not submit his playground designs yet had some ideas for those, but the vendors that we did see from, there's just really not a lot of exciting options. You know, you're talking about stumps that are really low to the ground and a balance beam. And they had come up with ideas that fit into our budget anyways, so we may consider doing a modest size safety surface in that area, probably be about 25 by 35. And we could very easily in-house move the trailhead to just wrap around just a little bit uphill of where it is now by about 10 feet to really open up that area. So things to think about, and I'll hand out some of their designs.
I do think Pine Grove and Killingsworth have like the old outdated equipment, so it makes sense to ask for this for 27. I just wanna, are we thinking for 28, we would do playground equipment, phase 2 of Arbutus?
Yeah, so we didn't put Arbutus in this one because we're waiting for the trust fund grant on that. And we'll be getting that, if we are awarded that, we won't see those dollars until the end of next year. So we thought at this point, it's best to plan that in 2028. If that changes next year, if we get the funding
And
mid-year,
2027, because we'll get the funds at the end of 27. Or do we need the money to plan it?
we'll get the funds at the end of 2027. So that's why we're thinking it's best to do it in,
We'll do it in 28. But we're gonna.
Install in
but-
2028.
install in
Right,
28.
but plan in 27. Or,
Yes.
We're,
or do we need the money to plan it?
Well, we need to just know that, because there's a delay in between, like, knowing we'll get it and getting it, right?
So if we,
we'll find out in the end of December. So I'll have to check with Beth, but there might be, we'll find out in December if we get it, but we won't know when the funding is coming through until that goes to the legislators in Lansing. So that could be, I think, as early as like August, but it could be as late as late fall / who knows. So that's why we figured it might be best to plan for that in 2028. If things change, if next summer we see the funding coming and there's an opportunity to come up with our matching dollars at that time and the playground people are available, we might be able to possibly jump on it next year.
So it hasn't already been planned? Like, didn't we already get engineering costs paid for phase 2? Sure, they might need like updating and brushing up, but.
the engineering side of things, but not necessarily playground equipment.
We have some preliminary designs, but there are,
They had done like the infill slide and stuff, like on a sketch for phase.
There's another one since then.
But either way, yes, we have planned.
Yeah, we have those.
So if we are awarded the money, we
We're not
just,
necessarily starting from scratch as far
No.
as planning out phase 2.
Right.
right.
we already have.
No, we had to
plans.
submit those.
It'd be a easy budget amendment to get the matching dollars to them.
I'd just rather use already engineered plans that we paid for as
Yeah.
opposed to starting all over.
Let's start with Killingsworth, so Sinclair Recreation. So they put together two designs for Killingsworth. And again, this is really just for budgeting purposes. We're not held to these designs at all, but you'll see kind of what they're proposing and then the value tied to it.
So what's at Killingsworth right now? Just a swing set and like monkey bars? Is that it?
There's
Yeah, then there's
2 to
the
3 spring toys.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 swings, and then there's the,
Monkey bars.
like the rectangle where you,
I call it monkey bars. It's not really.
yeah.
Oh, it's like that. That's already
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. Yep.
We can repurpose that one.
So out of the 3 vendors we worked with, this is the only one that provided their design concept for Killingsworth. So we do have 2 more design concepts coming forth. This one is from Sinclair. They mainly use game time equipment. We also have recreation specialists that will be throwing in the design concept. They work with Berkey and Ventura, who works with landscape structures. But I guess just to go back to our bigger question,
Man,
yeah, here's
no
an,
way there's this kind of room at Killingsworth without taking out a ton of trees,
so
right?
we wouldn't take out any tree. There's 2 small red pine trees that I would take out in-house, but we would do this in the fall because there's oak trees.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't be removing any trees. So the footprint of this would be about 25 by 33.
Would we have to level out the?
There's just enough slope, so on the uphill side or the pavilion side, our 12 inches of safety surfacing would go down about 11 inches in the ground. And then on the downhill side, it would be flush, so you would have your 12-inch playground barrier.
That stuff is 12 inches deep, you're saying?
Yep. So we have to have 12 inches of compacted.
And then just.
And then like, yeah, because it's a bit of a hill.
But for your plans for both Killingsworth and Pine Grove, you're proposing that we get rid of swings,
The swings we have now are not compliant.
right?
I think it's just that they're
And-
given a budget, and so maybe swings aren't in our budget.
Well, we want to put them at Pine Grove for sure. But if we were to put swings in,
Killingsworth is tight.
we could do swings here, but that's all we would have.
No, I
What
don't,
about like the circular ones, like not a full big swing set, but like.
Like a tire swing?
How's that Millennium Park yesterday in Grand Rapids? Very nice park. But yeah, they essentially, like, they had 3 different play structures, and then just off to the side, it was maybe like a 6-foot surface, or a 6-foot circle of surface, 2 mounts, and then like a big plastic blue disc, like a huge saucer basically, that swang back and forth, so it's a swing. It's not like a conventional.
well, I think the problem is the safety surface.
But yeah,
The use and the use zone.
In a dead corner or something is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, if you could send me a picture of it, I could get the dimensions on how that might fit
So much more pictures there.
into our use zone. But yeah, it's tough because each play item has a specified use zone. So I know when you're looking at some of these diagrams, you're like, my goodness, look at all that unused space. But obviously, when we move forward with finalizing designs, we'll be digging into, this more with the consultant to be like, can we fit something in here? But we are limited due to that use zone for a lot of certain things.
My first feedback on this is.
Right here.
I like
Okay.
option 1 because both slides
Gazebo, yeah.
exit roughly the same area. And as someone who, like, the little guy climbs up there and then you gotta kind of be ready to catch him at the bottom, to have the slides on the same side versus you don't know which one he's gonna necessarily go down. You gotta just run all the way around if he chooses the other slide. So just
Which one is that?
Option 1, well, the one that's not labeled as option 1, the other one's labeled option 2.
This one is option.
If you look at the bird's eye view, I think that's like,
You've got it right there.
the
I
bird's eye
also-
view is really helpful to look at it this way.
Yeah.
So these two both, it's like, you can climb with the rocks on one side, you can climb with the bars or the stairs, so it's like all climbing from one side and then all sliding down on the
Oh.
other side.
I like that
This
one better
has
anyway.
Climb from 2 different ways, slide from 2 different ways. Just as a parent that's on the ground, you then have to like run around and like try to figure out which one they're gonna
I
go.
also like that number one keeps the monkey bars,
Yeah, I do
like
too.
the monkey
you know,
bars.
because
a
what's
big
missing
fan.
in number two is it's just like
Yep.
an elevated pathway.
It just costs more, that's all.
What'd you say?
It costs more.
Oh,
I like the monkey
I didn't
bars.
get that far.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will speak professionally better. Oh, wait,
No, it doesn't.
I'm wrong.
Costs less.
Really? It costs,
I like the different options of climbing
Yeah, I like the rocks.
a lot. I like that.
So big picture, do you guys want to request $50,000 for Killingsworth next year to replace the play equipment that's there with one, and again, one of our vendors will put in an option that doesn't require safety surfacing. I was kind of excited by it when he showed me. Looks like it could be fun stuff. He was gonna check and verify that it didn't require safety surfacing. He didn't think it needed it. But I guess big picture, are you guys thinking this should be a capital project for us for next year?
I do.
do you think that the vendor that has yet to turn in their projects would be the same price?
Yeah, they're all gonna come in under $50,000.
Are
Well,
are these more just to give us an idea of what we would get for about 50,000?
I wouldn't even go that far. I would just say, we can do this for 50,000.
Okay.
Yeah. All of this can change.
This is way more than I thought we could do there, so.
And each of the vendors, they use a different play company, so the other ones might look dramatically different. But really, just big picture, do we want to provide this amenity at Killingsworth? And if we do, then that's why we went down the road of thinking, well, we might, the safety surfacing does look like it'll fit in that space. We can go down the 11 inches on the uphill side, be flush on the downhill side, not disturb the tree roots, move the trail a little bit, put a playground in next to our pavilion.
I like it.
I think spending the money is a good idea. I'd love to see what a
I think if we can get
non-safety
this for
surface.
50 grand, I'm excited to see what 220 is gonna do at Pine Grove.
Well, I think that if we upgrade the play, then we might get more gazebo usage, pavilion usage.
And so we also, and I didn't say that, I don't think they put the age range in on here, but we're really targeting a younger demographic of user. We didn't want to go the lowest bracket because a lot of that stuff just isn't exciting. When we look at those safety use areas for kids, we kind of thought, well, we'll add elements where the younger kids can play on them. You know, you can bolt on lots of things on the bottom of these. But we were looking at a modest structure for those younger kids to utilize. You know, we have our flagship Grace. This could be a smaller park for birthday parties. We do have the pavilion there. So, all right, let's see. I will hand out the ones for Pine Grove Park. This is the same vendor that's there. They also did 2 auctions.
Oh, yeah, the double slide.
Thank you.
Wow.
So much better.
This whole entire calendar year, you guys, I want you to know that I've been labeling my meetings in the year 2025 still, until today.
Good times, girl.
I've been.
Life's
living
been
the past.
busy for you.
What? Silly thing.
So, yeah, you'll see this one has the swings.
Spider.
What?
It's a spider web.
Oh, I'm not looking at that one yet.
I had one of those at my park growing up.
Look at this lame thing here.
Oh,
Just
no.
comparatively.
What's, like a not a merry-go-round, what's that little
It's a
thing?
safety go around.
Safety go-around, yeah.
This wouldn't do anything to the basketball courts or anything like that, though, right?
No, so, I'll get to the layout. This one, because of the swings, so you'll see that this one incorporates a lot of swings. We have the tire swing type thing. Garrison, I'm not sure maybe if that's what you were referring to, the blue saucer.
Picture of it. It looks like they built Millennium Park, but they upgraded all their structures, and it looks like they added it later, because it's not on Google Maps, but
This is
send you a picture.
awesome.
You can just see it in the corner. It's literally, there's a playground structure, normal swing sets, and it's just like a little satellite circular swing set by itself.
I like that.
Is it like that?
It's exactly like that, except less bars.
Okay.
It was just 2 posts with 4 tie-down cables, with no crossbar cable.
So you'll see, and actually one of these, the second one didn't have the quote pricing or the layout. So you'll notice on the first one, just Pine Grove, the one that's not labeled option 2, you'll see the footprint in the park. So this use zone is actually quite large. We may or may not want to use all of that space. They have the dimensions on here, 92 foot by 64. So again, in trying to put the swings in there, really pushed out that use zone. I think we've got a couple other diagrams that only have 2 swings in there. If we go with the 2 swings, then we have 1 traditional swing and then 1 of the double swings. And this one, you'll see we have 2 of the traditional type seat swings and 2 of the double swings, as well as the tire swing saucer.
I like the merry-go-round from the Civic Center. It's like a big bowl. So you're not having the kids turn, yeah, you're not having the kids turn it themselves, because some of those kids are so little, they wouldn't be able to reach that.
Do they have the poured-in-place surfacing there? Or do they have the engineered wood fiber?
Poured in place and wood fiber, but poured in place by that.
So we'll have to work with the vendor, but I know some of those merry-go-rounds, they really are meant to function on that poured-in-place surface that's really isn't subject to change.
It is just like this one, isn't it?
It's different, it's more
Like a
rounded.
big
and
bowl.
kinda like, yeah.
Yeah, and it seems to me, it's not asphalt, but what would that be?
It's-
Track
Surface?
surface where it's like.
It's poured in place.
It's poured-in-place,
Yeah.
it's tires.
That's really fun, because anyone of age, young and old, can all get in there, and you're not having to reach for that bar to turn it.
We
Do
could.
you have something like that?
Yeah, I mean, sky's the limit. The reason that we didn't quote these with the poured-in-place surfacing is don't quote me on the numbers, but I want to say that's like over $8 a square foot, whereas the engineered wood fibers is like $1 a square foot. So when you go with the poured-in-place surfacing, it really increases the cost of the project.
Oh, well. We're talking about fun, not about money.
Is there any, like, overview? I might have missed it when I was looking for Millennium Park pictures, for this option like this.
No, but I'm pretty sure that's probably the same play area. Yep. So yeah, you'll notice that this is a very large footprint in the park.
So I'm wondering, like, is there even room for like the couple benches that we have out there? Right?
Yeah, I mean, we can add benches and picnic tables, but we might not want to go this large.
Yeah.
Right.
And if we
'Cause we
do,
talked about doing like a little gazebo out, out there.
Yeah, I sent Nathan some shots of a couple I just saw.
Yeah.
out in the wild. They're very simple ones. We only do like a small concrete
Yeah.
pad and a structure.
The-
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if you could squeeze one in between the courts and here now. It's this big.
maybe
But this
closer to the
is there any
parking.
reason you can't go a little closer to the fence?
I didn't want to push too close to those oak trees.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Get worn down.
You'll see in some of the future diagrams we get that will have a little smaller footprint. The reason this is,
Well, can't we just dissect it? Like, take the fishnet,
I mean.
keep that, the double slide?
The space between the courts.
Well, it might, I think,
This is just pretty early stages.
Mhm.
I mean, they can reconfigure it, however you like, but I imagine they looked at the layout and this is what they recommended off the top.
and I think you can see, I'm assuming that blue line around there is probably the safety use zones for these structures. You see that faded blue line? And the big consideration is the swings. When I told them we wanted swings in this area, it's really tough to fit swings because of the use zone.
I would argue that they're the most popular, though.
It's blue of them.
Yeah, so again, this can all change, but really just an idea to show you what we might get.
Are you getting some other ones from some other different vendors for this park also?
Yep, yeah, so this is, yeah, I've got one more to give you. So this one is from Sinclair, that is Game Time Equipment.
Even just this size, we might have enough room to get all that in there. Then put the saucer thing in the middle.
well, that probably needs like more space than that though. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's how it's pronounced, Berkey? I always called it Burke.
Oh, I love that swinging.
I don't know.
I do too.
No better than you,
No,
Is it
I
called
really
Burke?
don't. I don't know.
Burke.
Holy
It
crap,
didn't
I'm a
print
cracker,
the-
man. 100
Didn't print
grand?
the logo.
Whoa.
They had theirs down here too.
There's two, oh, here. Well, these are 200.
I do like that swing.
It might be Burke.
Oh, those, I was looking, yeah, I was thinking of a smaller one.
Nice.
I didn't even think of
To be
those.
honest, I have a friend that has that last name. Pretty sure it's Burke, but
Oh, yeah, 200 for those, yeah.
never really questioned it, I guess.
I like that little egg thing.
But what is the egg?
What is that egg thing?
Looks like they're just sitting in there
Is it like
with
a
sun
bouncy
coming in.
thing, or?
Bouncy or spinning.
Is it a sensory thing?
It's probably like those little
Yes,
spinners.
it is a spinner seat, yep.
Is this, did you have a video, because you had their website up there?
So you'll notice on this one that the cost is a lot less expensive because it's a smaller footprint. There's only 2 swings in this design.
Oh, look in the parking lot.
Cool.
That's beauty.
Did you guys notice the new roof on the library when you pulled in?
I did
No, I was
Saturday. They were
distracted
working.
wondering if I
I
was
got to see
coming here
that.
illegally.
There's so many things
through
that happen on the weekends around here.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It is
Yeah,
a
they
nice,
were
nice shingle.
Putting up those 4x8 sheets like they were pieces of paper. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, they did a good job.
Looks like it's got some green.
Yeah, it didn't this morning, but yeah, I noticed the red and now I'm, seeing some green.
I think it looks great on the old building.
It's to mimic a slate look, so it's a darker background. So yeah, one of the reasons this one is much more modest in cost is that we have a much smaller footprint and only the 2 swings but you'll see that we still do have a pretty complex main play structure.
Does both of
Does
the
that
swing players
include
come in?
this swing too? This swing and then this swing?
Yeah, so we did the sway bench, adult swing.
That'd be kind of nice by the courtyard.
Yeah.
Are both of these Sinclair options at 220? This one doesn't have like a breakdown of price.
The second one did not come with a breakdown in price. I believe it's going to be very close to the other one.
Personally, I'm leaning more towards the smaller footprint. It'd be nice to have a couple more swings potentially.
Yeah.
I know it's tough to have one traditional swing. I feel like you almost need two. So I mean, that really, and I believe you get two swings per bay. So to jump up, we wouldn't be able, I don't think we can go to 3 swings. I think we have to go to 4.
But if you had that bench swing close by.
Yeah.
a lot
So we
of
would add,
kids and-
potentially add another bay, like, is there room to add another one of these or not?
Well, we would have to increase the footprint.
Oh, okay.
But that bench, does that require all that stuff too, or no?
No.
So we could get 2 benches.
Yeah, but that's, a bunch swing isn't as fun as, no offense to the bunch swings, I love them, but like, as like a standard swing, plus you can like swing next to your friend and you can race and, so you can go higher and all that
Does
fun
get
stuff.
competitive for kids that want to swing when they're waiting for turns. And dang, this is a lot bigger than I thought we could do there.
Also, I'm still obsessed with the spider
am too.
thing.
Too.
I'm obsessed with the spider too, but I think it's too big.
I
fan.
think it's too big, but it's
It is
so
too big.
cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Although
just
I guess
ideas
it
to
wouldn't be
think
too big
about.
if you cut out some of this, you know, if you cut out like some of the stuff in the middle.
But then again, it's like, these are pretty, the one thing I do like about the structure is that.
You're right,
I
this
do
is
think it's geared
extensive.
A little bit, like the 2 to 5 range, did they say like the age range? 'Cause these look like pretty big size, pretty high up.
Yeah, this is, so Pine Grove, we're really targeting the 5 to 12.
I'm only concerned about making it this big at night, so that there's no parking there.
Yep,
We're gonna make this
that's,
a playground that no one can.
That no one can
Well,
get
there
to.
is a lot of
Well, it is a,
It's the yeah, it's the
Yeah,
people that
everyone
live there
needs
that,
it.
yeah,
For sure walk.
walk there. Yeah.
isn't that the big Airbnb neighborhood
No,
No, they
I don't
can't.
think so.
put in?
Oh, I mean,
Milwaukee
there's a,
Park.
yeah, there are a couple in there.
In that area, but
it's the swings. The tough thing is the swings. I mean, they
Yeah,
take up a lot of space.
yeah,
They do, but
yeah. I mean,
You need what, 20?
Parking, nothing but swings.
You probably remember, you need what, 20 feet in front of the swings and back?
It is a big space, and even the configurations of, you know, what type of swings can be next to each other, and it changes.
We could go big playground, but we won't be doing.
I still,
And then a tire swing might be different.
well, we are just asking for money today.
Yep, yeah, there's a lot more designing, there's a lot of other firms that we could work with. We can work with these vendors for different ideas. You know, once we have a group of vendors, so now we know if we're working with these ones, so we can dig deeper into the Berkey structures, the game time structures, and the one consultant who didn't provide anything yet has the unlimited play equipment. So now we can really start looking at the catalogs to see what items we might want to incorporate into a revision of the design.
If we were to get rid of the spider web, could we then move the swing set closer, thus taking them to this way? So I realize there's gotta be a gap between them and the spider web and where the swings go. We maybe have to move this merry-go-round, but I'm just wondering if there's a happy medium where it doesn't have to be super, super big, but we can still, all those swing bases.
Yeah, we might be one thing we might want to kind of just remember tonight is that we do think that that footprint is just too big for the park, and that we're going to need to,
So we wanna put any, even a small
Yep.
The only shade I see is this one's got like a little picnic table on the underside. That's the other thing, is like, I like it when it's underside play, because when it gets super hot out, like, you can get under the equipment.
Mhm.
Blazing sun.
Yep.
Overall, I liked this one a little bit better, but then I saw the little picnic table and kind of under stuff.
Yeah, more inclusive items, getting shade.
Okay, so I will make a motion to request from the East Bay Charter Township Board of Trustees $220,000 for Pine Grove Park Playground and $50,000 for Killingsworth Park Playground for a total of $270,000 for 2027 Parks Commission capital outlay.
Second.
Motion made by Layton, supported by Reardon, to request from the East Bay Charter Township Board of Trustees $220,000 for Pine Grove Park Playground and $50,000 for Killingsworth Park Playground for a total of $270,000 for 2027 Parks Commission capital outlay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed.
Thanks for getting this all together, this is.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yep. Well, you know what, and we do have, I'm gonna hand these out, we don't have to discuss them tonight, but these are ideas for our Arbutus, because we are likely maybe gonna do this in 28.
I would also be curious if they could give us some more rendering, especially like a top down one. They did so many different
Started
angles.
feeling bad when I was printing, so I think I do have.
Oh, you do have more?
I know, I'm like, what, God damn, I'm like, what
Well, yeah.
toner you're used?
It's 50 cents a sheet, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Back in the copy room, it says how much it is per sheet.
Oh, I don't know.
Curiosity, exactly. The market to buy one.
I am glad to see that those spring toys, like, that is, because
Kinda
both,
revisited them.
because both parks have those, and I think people will miss those if we don't.
Oh, when I
And
first,
they're good for littles.
when I first became a commissioner,
Books over there?
Beth searched the globe for someone and found someone to come paint them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Arbutus,
What dog is
Not mine.
pirate ship.
Okay, from honestly.
there's no way there's enough
Okay, I think
room
you
for
might
that,
have put it down.
really?
That's
Wait, I didn't get a
All right, I
pirate
got
ship.
it now.
We've been to that one playground in,
And can we have a pirate ship?
Two, yep.
With like the little
Oh, I
like
got-
houses?
it's huge. It's-
Oh, I like the one where it
Wait.
shows me
Hold on,
where.
I've got,
Little
No, there's two of those, because there's Arbutus
See,
five.
I
I
don't
didn't get a pirate
even,
ship.
I don't even want all this.
It's like the size of the Civic Center. It's like,
oh, that pirate ship is cool.
And at the lake?
there's like a creek
Yeah.
that goes through it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Yeah.
we met up with some friends in Grand Rapids at Millennium Park yesterday.
Is that a fairly new one too?
Well, it's like acreage, like there's a whole pond, with, like fishing and paddle.
So
like, beach
these
area, a
Arbutus
pool.
5 are just,
We just,
All right, we're just looking at them, we're not talking
Yep,
about them.
yeah, we don't,
they're just for our
viewing.
Okay,
viewing,
really
so
exciting.
Yeah.
we will,
get too deep into those, we can finish with our
That's
Yep.
great.
regular
Thanks for keeping
business.
us on track.
I don't see a pirate
here it
ship.
is.
Oh, there I do. I beg your pardon. I like the swings,
I'm gonna
the
move,
bench swing.
Okay,
Yeah.
keep going.
I'm gonna
Yep,
move
okay.
forward with the business before the Parks
Thank you.
Commission, 9C, our 2027 capital parks projects. So, see in our packet here, there's a Grace McDonald barn improvements and roofing, Grace McDonald parking area, seal coating and striping, park signage, and then Holiday Woodland Trail Development matching funds, and then possible motion for these other capital projects for 2027. So, I guess, looking like, we know the barn needs some maintenance, so looking for $25,000 for the maintenance. Looks like the seal coating and striping of the parking lot at Grace, requesting $17,000. Park signage, 17,500, and then the match for Holiday Woodlands Trail developments at 100,000. I'm assuming these numbers are based off quotes for the maintenance.
No, I have not gotten quotes for those. These are pretty conservative numbers. I know based on the quotes I got for the roofing here, I'm pretty comfortable that we can do the roofing for less than that.
What about the siding the barn looks horrible? That T111, I mean, I think the 25,000 is kind of not realistic.
What's
Yeah, I
in the
wasn't
barn?
planning to redo the siding.
What's in the barn?
So the small barn is used by the Little League team, and then the large barn stores some of our equipment that's used to maintain the park. So we've done like a preliminary assessment of the roofing. It appears to be past its service life, but I do know that it needs to be cleaned. So we do want to have that further inspected. But can you speak to the siding? Is it just paint, or are there just areas that needed repair?
That's like a T111 siding.
Yep.
And where the spigot comes out,
I know that area.
it's all eroded
Yep.
away. I mean, it's rotted through pests or just nature. It's bouncing off of that.
Yep.
And what kind of foundation does it have? Is that concrete or is that just dirt?
I'm
Is that just sitting on a 2x6 or something, that building?
I believe it is on a slab of some kind, but I can't confirm that. I do know the area you're talking about with that water spigot. I've seen that water spigot. I know that area needs to get addressed. I don't know if that water spigot works or if people use it, if that's something that we should
And the door,
eliminate.
refresh my memory on the door. I mean, for that kind of utility building, maybe more of a smaller, like they make a small garage door, not like a standard size garage door, but a smaller one. I've seen them for sheds.
Yeah, there is a garage door on it.
Is there? I wasn't sure, or if it was a swing with a latch.
Yep, there's electricity there. There is an electric panel in there that services certain areas of the park.
Maybe the sprinkler system or something through there.
The sprinkler system is in there, yeah.
Terry's our maintenance man now.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
I would like his input. What he thinks.
the siding is going to take
Yeah.
more than just paint. I mean,
Well,
might put a
T111 is
nice
pretty
roof on it.
cheap, so even if you have to like replace it, like it's,
Yeah, are we thinking another asphalt roof or like a?
It's about $80 a sheet.
Asphalt roofs nowadays come with pretty big warranties. I believe this one we just had put on here was 40 years for a commercial structure and 50 for residential.
Yeah, but usually the warranty's pretty good. A lot of that has to do with the use of the building too, for ventilation. If there's no ventilation, that's harder on the roof, blah, 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 but that's so
Yeah, it doesn't have
small.
a ridge vent right now.
So this is a very conservative number. I mean, we do have capacity in the buildings and ground budget to pay for some improvements.
Either way, I think it's a good start and
Yep.
I'd like Terry's input to see what we should prioritize, like what makes.
Just bulldoze it.
Yeah, so Terry was out there.
We get it.
That's what I kept on thinking is, would it be better off just, putting something new in? Or-
What do you guys want to do?
I don't know, I can't.
Well, we don't even use the space.
I would-
The space is,
It's yeah,
space is barely, maintenance, sure, but
it stores equipment that we use to maintain the park. The Little League uses it.
Something to be put in more efficient that would help you guys out though, is what I'm thinking, like.
It's a barn, right? We have a couple pieces of equipment in there. We do have utilities in there, the electric. It's a great space. I wouldn't probably suggest tearing it down and rebuilding more. That's, could be a substantial cost when these really are just, barn spaces that were really just,
Well matched with the existing bathroom building with paint and that. But when we do have sidewalks that start connecting, and do we foresee maintenance on those in the wintertime being cleared? Those pathways that we'll be taking from the courts, or is that just gonna be nothing that has to be maintained in the wintertime? I don't know.
Also, if
I'm
you
just,
get the warming tent structure, siding and stuff, you're gonna wanna store that in a place that's not gonna get,
vandalized or whatever.
you know.
I'm not sure exactly how that stores. I don't know if it rolls up for the entire season or if it comes
Or
off.
it might just be mounted. I think it stays within the.
I was actually thinking about that. Are the heaters gonna be, you know, like kind of like a hot tub at a hotel where you like turn a dial, or are they just on?
We haven't chose a heater yet. I know that the,
I feel like it should be something that like, if you want it on, you crank it on, and it like stays on.
And
for
it-
an hour.
For 15 minutes, and then you
Well, maybe
gotta
not.
get out of the pool and turn it up
I don't want it to
again.
be blasting, you know, 24 hours a day.
no,
Yeah.
I think it'll be, I'm assuming for sure we would want that on a timer. I know that the fireplace will be on a timer switch.
Sorry, I'm getting this.
I think we need to maintain the buildings we have before they become disrepair.
We can always, as far as like other things on the buildings, like siding, repairs that might happen in the buildings and grounds budget, you know, if we decide we want to redo the siding or whether it's fresh paint, I haven't noticed a lot of rot on the building. But, you know, these are things that could happen in 28 and 29 as well. I just figured, based on, you know, prior discussions, I had Terry look at the roof last week and send me some pictures, because he was out there. He thought, his feedback was for sure the roof is beyond its service life. But again, these are things we'll want to dig into a little more. I just figured this was probably a safe space because we knew that those buildings needed some attention.
Yeah, it'll at least cover the roof.
Other things that we would want to do at the park, I know the crack on the pickleball court, that's something, if we don't have fixed this year, we can handle that in the buildings and grounds budget. I know there's the door there that needs to get repaired. But yeah, then the other capital item for Grace McDonald would be the parking area, seal coating and striping. But you guys are,
Be the same exact layout as it currently is, as far as like parking lines. I just feel like it's really.
I think it's been reworked and this is
This is the best option.
best.
Yeah.
Are there any other township properties that need that same service?
same service of.
Yeah, I'm painting.
We just did the parking lot here.
I believe, I was talking about doing Jen's, but I believe we did that not too long ago.
That was
Yeah.
the project we did.
As far as paved parking areas and parks, I believe that would be all of them.
All the rest of them, I'm here for.
Yeah, it would be cool to get them on the same schedule and then maybe try and get like a discount, but
Yeah, I don't think
I'm not sure.
whatever. Let's just, I'm happy to do it.
And on the note of Pine Grove, as we've been looking at playgrounds, we've kind of been looking at parking. We have those giant oak trees there. We're really close to the road, so as far as like putting in, you know, paved parking spaces, it's something we would definitely want to dig into more with like engineers and planning. Just something to keep in mind as we're updating these amenities.
Yeah,
That would be
I mean, I
way
know
down
on
the
the
road.
tours, I usually park like in the alley up against the wooden fence.
Mhm.
I don't know what the right of way is, and like what check streets are. Like,
Yeah.
we beef that up a little bit with like rock, like maybe not do a formal parking lot, but you can actually park here. People not knowing. At least 4 or
It's
5.
very rare, well, when we go there anyways, it's very rare that you see.
So are we
cars.
good with this? Are we making a motion or?
Yes.
The park signage, that's, we should be able to do a lot with that, but it is kind of going to be planning for this to be phase one, branding, design, start printing of our park signs. That's something that we'll all work together on this winter.
Sounds
Yay.
good.
Yeah, we have to request 100,000 for the trust fund
Yep.
grant in case we get it, and if we don't, we will not need that I will make a motion to request from East Bay Charter Township Board of Trustees $25,000 for Grace McDonald Park barn improvements and roofing, $17,000 for Grace McDonald parking area seal coat and stripe, $17,500 for park signage, and $100,000 for the TF 25-0138 grant matching funds for a total of $159,500, 2027 Parks Commission capital outlay.
Support.
Right. Motion made by Burden, support by LaRose, to request from the East Bay Charter Township Board of Trustees $25,000 for Grace McDonald Park barn improvements and roofing, $17,000 for Grace McDonald parking area seal coat and stripe, $17,500 for park signage, and $100,000 for TF 25-0138 grant matching funds for a total of $159,500 for the 2027 Parks Commission capital outlay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed.
Fun fact, we used to have a playground equipment line item and we removed it and now we have one back.
I'm digging into that. I've
don't
not
think-
seen that.
No, I'm just remembering, we used to have one.
And I don't think any, since I've been here, I don't think any of these
No.
capital items
They do look
have
good.
changed.
They have been reworked over the years.
Over the years, yeah. I know I would like to see some of them, especially for our capitals. But as we're moving into our last item, we will dig right into the budget.
At this time, I'll move into business before the Parks Commission 2027 budget request. Do you have a separate cover? Or-
Yeah, you guys, yep, I've got extra copies if you don't have one of the Excel sheet printouts in front of you. You will see our 2026 original budget, our amended budget, which generally lines up with our original budget, other than the capital outlay for Grace McDonald, which we increased along with our engineering fees for this year. So you can see the requested fiscal year 2027 budget line items. I can just go through these kind of one by one and give you guys a quick description of how we came up with the numbers for 2027. Pretty much everything carries over with the addition of the capital items, which we just discussed. Board meeting fees was increased accordingly. I think maybe it'd be 1.3%, or I forget the equation we used for that. Just a small increase there.
I do see the note for supplies at a 2.8% for event supplies and vendors. I like that.
Yep.
After doing game night and ice cream truck, and, Susan's idea for a movie night, I think, $500 for an ice cream truck can go a long way to just getting people to our parks. And once they have a good time and discover their park, then they'll go back. And I think the more programming we do, even if it's, free food or, some sort of hiring somebody to come in and put on a program, I think the more we can do it.
I thought there was a good turnout, and, from previous years. And with the movie night, we could have popcorn.
Yeah.
We went
And
over.
ice cream.
We went over 500 on the ice cream, didn't we?
No, there was some sort of miscommunication, because I was pretty certain she was going to
Yeah.
charge us a flat rate, and she didn't, so we were actually under budget on that.
Because when I talked to her, we were at 490.
I think I'll
No.
have to look at the receipt, but I think it was like 450, 460.
Yeah, it was under 500. And then she didn't charge us the appearance fee.
Because she got enough in sales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I,
That's what she's done.
Well, okay, 460, huh?
I think we should have an additional event in this budget then, because the only other, and given my first year, forgive me if I'm wrong, the only other expense I see in supplies would probably be the one for the ice cream truck. So we should have enough in here to hold another event with about $500 to $600.
Sledding party.
The sledding party and the
We've gotten
Oh, yeah.
donations.
night.
We've gotten
And movie night.
donations.
Well, that would be in our year-to-date balance, Right now, we're only,
With the 330, because that's not the ice cream truck, obviously, that hasn't hit yet.
that would be anything we spent on the sledding party.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that was at the top of the year.
You're right.
Probably.
So, yeah. Yeah, either way, I think it's great, and I think we should utilize those funds for more programming if possible. I think
Dollars well
paying
spent.
the space we already have is a good use of our money.
Yep. So I did bump up the supplies for the food security incubator.
Yeah, what's going on there? Seeds is taking over the farmer's market?
No, so they manage it. I think in fiscal year 2026, we received, I think, a $2,000 groundworks grant, and there was another $5,000 that was budgeted for this somehow. Either way, this year, it looks like our contract with Seeds, we'll see if we get up to that. We are billed as they spend time on the market, so if we're not utilizing as many hours pre or post season, it'll come in under this, but we may be paying $8,135 for the managing of the East Bay Corners Farmers Market. And then I added another $1,865 for inflation, POP supplies, and marketing. I wanted to bump that up because this year we're going to be a little bit over budget in this line item. We have spent, a few more dollars on marketing, so I think we put $200 into social media marketing. I had some additional expenses for buying signage. There were some opportunities to partner with community organizations like Taste the Local Difference and others with small fees to help promote the market that we didn't take advantage of this year. We did just buy some tote bags, stickers, and bookmarks as like swag promotional items for the market. So next year I'd request around $9,500. That'll cover our market managing fees and then extra for any promotional items next year.
What percentage was that for inflation?
I didn't use an inflation metric there. So you'll see the two values in there, what we're spending on seeds this year, and then that 1865 would cover supplies, marketing costs. Our marketing costs this year on social media was about $200. We had another $400 or $500 in promotional items. So I think this will keep us on track with, having a conservative number, but having some resources available to promote the market next year.
Great.
Sorry, go ahead.
You guys have a feedback, thoughts?
No, I'm just looking down the line, so.
Okay. Little library, I know we replaced all these last year, so I don't think we're going to have any expenses there.
Are we still being able to get free books then from mainly East Junior High and
Yeah, I do.
Terry Knoll? So we
Are you
still
getting
have
low?
connection?
Are you getting low on books at our library stash? Because it's
Couple more boxes that got-
kind of overflowing into the maintenance area.
Yeah, no, it was.
We need to have a
Those
library
shelves were
party.
built for books.
And I kept saying, like, I'm gonna bring some of Jen's books down, and then finally, last time I went, it was full again at Jen's, but it was empty for like 2 weeks.
How long ago?
I probably went last week and it had been refilled. I didn't know if that was our volunteer that did that, or if people just saw that it was empty and brought their own books, which is what I keep meaning to do, but then I don't.
Now, my little library that I have at my house is registered, well, at least has a registration number, but, like, do we have a stamp or anything that says?
Yes.
Wilkie
Yeah, ours are all
Library?
registered.
We do. I gave it to a volunteer.
Oh, there is a stamp at
Where?
Grace McDonald in a plastic, like a yogurt container.
I think you stamp the inside of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
Actually,
free
you
little
can
library.
follow that book. I don't know if all of these are registered through.
They are.
They are? So they should have a number on them.
They do.
Okay.
Awesome.
That is
Everybody's on the same
awesome.
page.
Yeah.
Legal.
And
And
I
then-
think we
yep.
need to be cleaning that a little bit over there.
At
Because I got a
Jen's?
couple more boxes of books.
Oh, yeah, that could use an
If we could get
organization.
the other people's phone numbers
Yep, I can, yeah, so just
or
Yep.
email me or.
send me an email and,
Okay.
yep, I'll connect you because I think at this point it's you, our 2 volunteers, and then my goodness, someone else reached out to me recently who was really excited that we installed a new library at Pine Grove, and they were part of a local organization. So it was kind of news to me and I added them to the list. So yeah, send me an email and I'll just send out like a thank you generic, want to put everybody in touch email.
Yeah, so we can get in touch
And-
with each other
I,
because
sorry. I turned down books from East because they were all like textbooks
yeah,
this year.
yeah, okay.
Oh.
But anyways, for future, for little libraries, I'd like to
Yeah.
still have a East Bay Township party
for
on
somebody.
little libraries.
Yeah, more programs, more for it.
There's like 7.
Anyways, but I'd like to reach out to the others, because I think we need to get it organized.
Yeah.
More like if somebody lives over on that end, they're responsible for that. or-
And they are, yep. So each one of our volunteers is kind of designated. Yeah, so thanks for bringing that up, Susan. Send me an email and that'll trigger me to send out an email to the group and then I'll highlight that stamp is in there. And I borrowed the stamp pad, so that'll make me put that back.
Borrowed. I borrowed it.
I was looking for one and I was just amazed. I was like, oh my God.
Susan, when you say little library party, do you mean like promote, like meet up at the parks and do like a book swap at Little Library or?
That, but also involve people that live in East Bay Township, residents, to have everyone get to know and have like a little map quest or whatever, and the person that goes to all the little free libraries in East Bay Township gets a little door prize or something. Some kind of little gathering that we sort of help each other in East Bay.
Check out the geocache as well.
The geocaching for little libraries, that's what you're talking about.
Okay, we could probably co-mix that in there.
So.
All right, where are we at?
We plugged in some monies for legal expenses for next year. Really just identifying a possible need that we might have for park development assistance or liability waiver creation. That's just something that we may use that for, may not.
Enforcement policy.
What did he say?
Towing enforcement.
Towing enforcement policy.
Easement agreements?
We're having considerable less amount in engineering this year as we've been engineering projects and are moving on to implementing them.
Question on the engineering, on Grace McDonald, where are we on engineering
Oh, yeah.
dog park?
That has all been engineered.
Right.
We have a lot of engineering for that.
We had that big blueprint of
Yep.
all of it.
We're, yeah, so that is in the capital plan. So we're township's putting together a capital improvement plan. And I did plug that in for maybe like 2029. I think I labeled it dog park / sports court upgrades. I know that the cost estimates on the dog parks, do you guys remember what those were?
Wasn't it like
I think it was,
$100,000?
yeah, I thought it was a lot higher than we thought it was gonna be, because we were just like, use the existing fence and.
Yes.
off and put
Section it off.
Yeah,
Water, that's all we want.
I can't recall. I can't recall.
Because I know we had a large engineering plan for Grace, but I only remember seeing what we're doing this fall.
And it-
Yep.
It didn't really include the dog park, it just showed making the sidewalk go that way.
Yeah,
for the
right.
future.
I think we'd thought about we might have got alternative, I think we did get an alternate bid from one of our contractors for that project. Don't quote me, it might have came in like over 400,000. So anyways, that's
For the cornhole?
for the dog park.
Oh, for the dog.
So that's,
Saying something,
am I right in that?
I believe so.
Yeah, so.
All my stuff.
Probably got irrigation replacement or something in it.
Yeah, like a pavilion, paved pathways, just the cost of construction. So, I mean,
Yeah, the pavilion,
we've-
the pathways through the whole thing.
yeah.
I just
So-
remember we talked about it and I didn't know where it was in the engineering plans to finish,
And the
to finish
wall.
the dog park and the
path?
the ADA paths.
Yeah. Well, that makes more sense that you're saying that it includes the ADA path, because 400 grand to section off 3 parts of a football field is kind of crazy.
So that's just kind of, we've done preliminary engineering for that. It's kind of an idea for a capital item that we might want to do in the future. It's in the CIP labeled dog park / upgrades to the sports courts.
And you were thinking 2029.
Haven't. I'm thinking 2027.
Oh, I thought you said 2029.
You did say 2029.
No, I guess I'm just saying, we have a lot of projects in the works, so, yeah.
Well, that dog park is just sitting there, and I know there's a lot of people were kind of excited about that.
I thought we had asked for a pared down version, because I think we had sticker shock at 100K.
Yeah.
We said, we just want the fence completed, in 3 sections, there's existing irrigation.
Yep.
We just need
I don't know if there is irrigation out there. Is there irrigation in the soccer
Where the
field?
fence is,
So everything's all rusty,
Yeah.
the sections that get water or getting
It
water.
must be turned off.
Yeah, I think, we'll see how well it functions when it's fired back up, but, I mean, there is water running out there. It does seem like.
Not by the
But
sign.
yeah, I think really get rid of all the, agility in play structures, and don't worry about the failing retaining wall.
What?
'Cause I think that was another hiccup.
oh, the best.
That might have raised the cost, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they all, okay,
I don't- yeah, I don't-
want to take up any more time, I just wanted to.
With the seniors.
So, yeah,
You wanted to get built.
so our engineering costs should be less for next year.
Okay.
Okay.
The Holiday Woodlands Natural Area, you'll see that 100,000 for the trust fund match. Food security incubator refunds, these are our supplemental food assistant dollars, like SNAP and EBT.
One question before we go further. Contracting services and education both had balances in '25. They're zeroed out now. Are we just consolidating all those types of things to the supplies line?
I believe the education was participation to go to the M Parks.
Oh, okay.
Does that sound right?
Park programming, that's what I was thinking with that.
Which,
Okay.
And I don't
that was
know-
really nice, by the way, and very educational. I learned some things, actually.
Would you guys be interested in going to M Parks this spring?
Is it local?
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure where it is this year.
That's a resort.
I feel like it was like Lansing or something.
It was in Lansing last fall. I don't know where they're holding it this year, but if you guys,
Overnight, I would support paying for that person. I'm not saying we all need to go get hotel rooms though, but if it's at the resort, I think it's nice.
yeah.
Whoever wants.
I gotta be somewhere at 8.
We should put some money in there for education.
okay,
I agree.
we can
yeah.
do that.
Where it's used, it will surely get used properly.
Should we put 2,000 in there?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay.
That's under education.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think the contract services were for the trash and bathroom stuff when
Oh, that's,
we
Plowing.
didn't, yeah, when we
Should be
didn't
for
have
plowing,
Nathan and,
too, shouldn't
yeah.
it? Snow removal.
but we're all,
Contract?
It was for the time that we didn't have Nathan and Terry at the time. I believe that's where that,
some contracts, don't we?
Oh, yeah, all of that comes out of the buildings and grounds, so like, the dumpster at Grace, the mowing of all of our parks.
Which is not our budget.
Comes out of maintenance.
Yeah, like the township maintenance one. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And then, gonna be Tart Trail.
Yep, carried over the 5,000 for the Tart Trail maintenance agreement.
You would think that'd be
They still
going
have
up
not billed us for
someday.
that?
Shh, don't put that out there.
Plus, if it's extended, I'm sure it will,
I
but
just want to pay them if they're going to do it. Also, whoever they had do it last year, terrible. The plow just hit all the wood rails are like torn up from the plow just hitting it. At least from 4 mile to 5 mile.
I believe the distribution of grant proceeds line item is gonna go away. That was originally for pass-through grants. Parkland acquisition, any parkland acquisition that would take place under the general fund. Park construction
We were
fund.
regularly putting
Yeah, we were.
money in there.
It used to be
Beth,
50 grand
yeah,
a year,
mentioned that you guys wanted to put 25.
or 25, but we never really saw where that pot of money was going. It just seemed like.
Yeah, but we ended up spending it because 2020 raised the price of the Woodland area, and because it spread out the timeline on everything, all the prices went up, so we ate all the money to cover the increased costs on Woodland. And then we haven't been putting money in it regularly like we originally decided to.
I thought there was
I thought we
something
did.
where it was in our budget, but then they withheld putting it
Yes.
into our budget because it's just gonna be held in the trustees' main budget. and we
Right.
Request it as we need it.
That's exactly how I remember
Okay,
it.
perfect. Thank you.
Exactly, that there is money there, but obviously it's showing zero.
Yeah, I mean, because we'd have to.
And
work
is
with
it
the trustees
designated?
anyway For a land.
Yeah.
Much like, you know, if we want to buy the next door one, we got to go to them for that money.
Right, thank you.
But we still shouldn't we still be allowed to be able to allocate 25 or 50,000?
It just seemed like we were overinflating our budget and it was never actually doing anything. So I think that's why they,
Also, we are kind of requesting another big budget, and we've got a lot going on.
yeah. I think we focus on the budget we have. Plus, I mean, even if something comes up, we are not very competitive in being able to buy it, like the Alexandria Inn. Even if we had the money, we couldn't get it. 'Cause we can't move that quick, you know?
Although we should have some money saved aside for land acquisition.
I
It's
would
it's
love
so
to buy
silly.
anything on the bay we can, but I just don't think we're going to be a competitive bidder in anything that comes up, unfortunately.
Yeah, that would be a discussion to have maybe with the Board of Trustees, or I can follow up with Beth. I know she did mention that today. I don't think we got into the weeds on it, but to see if that makes sense for the Parks Commission to have a reoccurring balance.
Thank you.
So Park Construction Fund, 0. All of the money for our projects have been in our capital accounts. Jen's Park capital outlay. Yeah, that's really duplicative. Hopefully this will clean up some of these line items this winter. We already have the capital outlay for Jen's. Capital outlay, that's where I put the park signage. Capital outlay Pines Park, I did put a number in our CIP, our capital improvement plan, for doing some initial work there. I can't recall, that might have been in 2028. So I know that is on the back of our minds about starting to put some stuff out there. I imagine one of the first things we'll do there, and this might be next year, is like signage, maybe a trail map, some informational signage. Capital outlay bathrooms, 0. Jen's Park, 0. Capital outlay Grace McDonald Park, that's where the 25,000 and the 17,000 is for the barn and parking area improvements. Capital outlay Arbutus, 0. Capital outlay food security incubator, 0. And then the playground, you'll see the two values for Pine Grove and Killingsworth. And then our total requested budget versus our total requested budget for 2026.
How much does a MobiMat cost?
They're not cheap. I know we did talk about that. We might be able to make that happen this year. I know one of the things I get hung up on when I'm looking at them is they only come in certain sizes. I had Terry measure the distance. Gosh, what was it? I don't know. It might have been like 80 feet. They come in, I think, like a 16-foot section, 25, 50, and 100 foot sections. So it just gets, we were thinking, well, what do we get? Do we get the
50 feet probably, you think?
a 50 and a 25 to get you to the water.
So 50 and a 25.
To go from the end of that pavement to the water fence. Is it bigger than that?
Terry measured it. I can't remember off the top of it, my head, what he told me.
Not like I know that, but I don't know.
Well,
I'll keep bringing it up.
yeah, and if we don't get it this year, maybe that's something that we can roll out next spring.
Yeah, I think.
Or
It's late.
at the end of,
Because you do have to take it up every winter, right?
yep, and they're heavy, so I was looking at the weights and discussing with Terry how we would be installing and removing it. Because they are quite heavy, especially if you get like a 100-foot or a 50-foot, they're, 300-400 pounds. I don't recall exactly what they were, but they're heavy.
Is it gonna interfere with beach sweeping?
It's on that property line, so a little bit, but not a ton. And essentially borders the Alexandria Inn where that would go off, so the North Shore is the one that's room
Okay.
to the right, so they'd still be able to get most of it. But yes, it would affect a little bit, yes. But then again, you don't need to-
It's not from the hotel that we thought it was, it's the other one.
Yeah, the other one will still have open access to Greenwich.
Well, let's keep some of these items in mind for the end of season, when we look at our budget and we have, some excess funds. I know last year we bought the picnic table and a couple other items. Yep, and we can put it under this budget, and put it out in the spring.
Did we ever find any kind of umbrella type system for the pickleball courts at Grace? That hook to the wire fencing?
I know we talked about it when we were out there. It sounds like it's not a real easy.
Some of the money and get that done. Give them
Well,
one,
Last we talked about, I asked, let's have a pickleball association, would you rather have us put money in the shade or the research supports? What's your priority? Not saying we can't do both, but if we can do one and not the other, would they rather have fresh paint and lines, or would they rather have some shades put up? I just want the user to ultimately benefit.
And we have to look at the shade options. I know somebody was mentioning the ones that spread between the corners of the courts, but then somebody said, no, those aren't good. The wind catches them, they're not providing the right amount of shade. We can look at doing the
did I
permanent.
give you something like that that hooked onto the actual fencing? There's an awning type thing that hooked on to the fencing. I
Was-
think I text messaged it.
You might have, and it might have slipped through the cracks.
Okay.
There's only so much time. I hate to say that, but there's just, we are doing a lot. And, there are a lot of considerations that go along with these things, so I am definitely paying attention and learning as I go. But we want to make sure, and so I know my language to the Pickleball Association is that they should come here, present some ideas that they want. And we'll look at some numbers, because it sounds like we're also maybe thinking about redoing the courts. So a lot of these shade structures that are really nice are permanent post-in-ground structures. So, which is going to be very expensive. And if we're wanting to redo the court in 5 years, we probably don't want to go that route. I haven't had time to put eyes on the stuff that we did have that wasn't good, but
Is there a suggestion box out there somewhere where if somebody left a note?
Well, you talked extensively to the two people that are very
But it-
involved.
But again, it's not just that association playing. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of just people
There are,
playing.
there are.
So they shouldn't, but is there a suggestion box? I'm just.
my email,
I'm
the
just.
Parks Commission,
Just suggesting, get a box that says, hey, pickleball people.
I mean, they can
What do you
email the
hope and
Parks
wish
Commission.
that could be improved? And leave it out there for 2 weeks. See what you get, see what you don't get.
That's a good idea. Where are we on the budget? Do we like it?
I would like to make a motion to approve it with the addition of $2,000 to the education line for M Park's conference attendance and plus funding from the East Bay Charter Township Board of Trustees.
Second.
All right, motion by Reardon, second by Layton to approve the 2027 Parks Commission budget request and request funding from the East Bay Charter Township Board of Trustees with the addition of $2,000 to the education line. All in favor?
Aye.
Any pass? Yeah. Motion passed.
Sweet.
Upcoming meeting dates, our next regular Parks meeting will be September 21st at 2026 at 6 PM. If there's any more to discuss this time.
When's the next township, people?
It's
The
October.
quarterly?
October.
Yeah.
That's-
I think it's
Is
a
it
week
alley night?
before,
What date, October what, do you know?
It's like, just look
The
at
end of the month?
I think it's the week before ours.
Yeah, the week before us, yeah. Then it's-
Oh, it's a week before ours?
Oh, wait a minute.
I thought the board are always at the end of the month, no?
Hold on, the 12th is Columbus Day, so will they,
They don't recognize it.
they don't, or is that, okay, cool, so it's the 12th.
Oops,
I
sorry.
shouldn't say that 100%, I'm pretty sure they don't.
What do you,
No more to
I mean, we do, like-
discuss. We can move to adjourn the meeting. Meeting's adjourned at 7:48 PM.
Thank you, sir. Are those your copies?
That was an extra.
Oh, that was an extra.